Hi, I'm Irena from Communications Coach Me, and I'm here to tell you about my fearless story so that you can see that you can be fearless too. In fact, my mission is to help people like you become confident and fearless managing the media and their digital marketing. I agree it's not easy, but there are simple steps and there are shortcuts. And that's something that I've been working with large business with and nonprofits for over 25 years. And now I've decoded it and I'm bringing it to small business and organisations and individuals because the time is now and there's no better time for you to stop being the best kept secret in your industry and for you to stop getting stuck when it comes to your marketing, your media and your digital brand. For 25 years, well, let's see, a long time ago, there were two people and they had a baby girl, but they had it in the Soviet Union. And they spent about 5 years trying to get out, and eventually we migrated to Australia, where I didn't know the language and I didn't really understand the culture. I had to go to school without understanding a word. And then when I was a little bit older, I got really sick and was sick for years really with a weird sort of kind of odd autoimmune sort of allergy thing that seems to be a lot more common now, and confused everybody, including the doctors, and pretty much missed years and years of school. And then one day, I always was a great student. So one day I got into university and decided to become a journalist because that seemed like a way to make a difference, to be quite honest. Journalists were people who were telling us ways to be better people or ways that we could make the world better or bringing us stories about other people doing that. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to change the world and make a difference. And so I went into that, and when I finished, I started working for nonprofits that were working in energy efficiency, in volunteering, in charities, and community engagement. And I did that for about 20 years, and in government, and eventually started my own business working, sharing that sort of knowledge with businesses like that. So, again, energy efficiency, sustainability, climate change, environment, but also the arts and community groups and things like that. And that's really what I'm interested in. I'm interested in making a difference. And I guess I've been fearless in that because I could have gone the corporate route and made a lot more money and hidden a lot of people's dirty secrets. But that's not really what I'm about. What I'm about is about being honest and fearless and authentic. And, that's what I'd like you to be as well. When you have a problem that's bigger than yourself, bigger than you can even imagine how to solve, that's how you live a fearless life. When I think about what I want to do, I want to change the world, and I want to give opportunities to business, small businesses, micro businesses, and community groups and organisations and charities an opportunity to share their message and to teach them how to do it in a way that big business and big organisations have had access to forever. And when you marry that with the technologies and the online and digital platforms that are available now, there's no barrier. But there are some rules and types of approaches that you need to make this easy and fun. So that's really what keeps me fearless, is knowing that I have a difference to make. And so my own shame or humiliation or embarrassment just don't matter when it comes to the big picture and helping people. My biggest challenge about being an entrepreneur, I would say that understanding that what it's about is an abundance mindset and service. There would be the two things. When I started my first agency business, I was very much trying to compete with traditional agencies. Now, it was very small. My skill set was quite unique, and I gave incredible value because, honestly, I'm known as the ideas queen, without doubt. I will come up with incredibly low-cost, effective idea that will engage all of your audience. And I've always had sort of a new sense for that. But what I've really found challenging is understanding that there's not a limited pie, that in fact the pie is endless and there's always more where that came from. More clients, more money, more business, more ideas. I always knew there was more ideas, but I never felt there was more money. But now I think differently, and that's been my biggest challenge, understanding that even though I can't work out where I will get business from or who my clients are exactly, or plan or goal set and match it, I find by doing other sorts of techniques and just serving, just giving, sharing my knowledge, talking to people, doing talks, doing videos, seminars, just helping people out, like somehow that leads to where it is I want to go, even though I haven't written down specific measurable goals for every second of every minute of my day. And that has been quite a challenge and a mind shift for me. I think that my outcomes keep me motivated. Having people tell me that they've had the most productive 30 minutes in 30 days, it keeps me motivated. There's people that I follow online and people that I know in real life who are doing really well. I guess following them keeps me motivated. But really, my big goal, my mission about helping, making a difference, that is the best motivation. When I'm feeling down, I don't think about, I don't feel like it, I don't want to. I think about what I have left to do, and that gets me going. I have to say though, TED Talks quite often and YouTube videos and podcasts also keep me quite motivated when things are a bit flat. Well, I used to give up. I used to avoid it and I used to ignore it, and I would do anything else not to feel that feeling. And now there are a few techniques that I use. One of them is EFT. I think it's called Emotional Freedom Technique. You can find a 4-minute YouTube on how to do it. You can find a 40-minute YouTube on how to do it. You could do a 4-day course on how to do it. I learned how to do it in 4 minutes, and as long as you practice it, it works pretty well. And I often, I guess I meditate. That would be another way that I deal with how I doubt myself. In the end though, if you have a mission that's bigger than yourself, that you don't know how you're going to solve, a problem that you will solve, and you believe that is your problem to help solve, then when you do start doubting yourself, just don't think about yourself and think about the people that you need to help and serve. And that's how I do it. I've learned that I'm less important than I thought I was. I've learned that helping others is more enjoyable than getting what you want. I've learned that getting what you want together with helping on others is the most enjoyable. I've learned that receiving money for things that you find easy is not a bad thing. I think that's particularly important, that I've always thought that you can only get paid or get rewarded or get acknowledged for things that are difficult, things that you find difficult. And what I'm learning is that the things that I find easy, or the things that come easy to me, or the things that are fun or I enjoy, are actually things that other people want to pay for. And it's sort of a disservice to me, not to ask people to do that. So looking at my business model and what it is that I offer, and how that's different from others, but what is unique to me. I'm not sure how clear that was, but it's part of my charm. I would tell you that there's probably a reason that fear is holding you back right now, and the reasons are multiple. It could be that the thing that you're dreaming for yourself, the purpose of your life, your reason for being, is actually not ready for you to fulfill your part in it. I felt that quite strongly, and now that the technology has moved, I actually have had incredible momentum. Sometimes fears stop you because you have other things in your life, like responsibilities, caring for children or older people or some other reason, and so it's fear instead. Sometimes that fear is a voice in your head that's not your voice. If you close your eyes and hear that voice, it's possibly your mother or your father or your older sibling or someone else in your family whose voice that is. And that's their fears and their limits on you. And I guess the thing is to firstly be nice to yourself, give yourself a break. Don't judge or criticize yourself for having or feeling fear. It's a normal emotion. And in fact, I guess when you feel the fear, you know that you're on the edge of your comfort zone. And that's exactly where you need to be. You need to feel that fear a little bit. I guess it's like putting your foot, your toe, into a very hot bath. Little by little, your body gets used to it. And if you push just gently against these feelings of discomfort, you may just be able to move ahead regardless. And then if you really want to examine these things in your life, and it all comes down to the sort of person that you are, then once again, I would recommend meditation, 5 minutes a day. I use an app, Plenty Around. I would also recommend EFT, as I mentioned. And I would recommend that you do some things that you find fun. But really, feel the fear and do it anyway. There's something exhilarating about doing something really scary and doing it. And the other thing I would say is, what's the worst that could happen? And if the worst is that you're humiliated or embarrassed, well, you know what? That happens to my 7-year-old every single day, and she's still able to get up in the morning. We're too precious with our ego, and not only are we too hard on ourselves, but we're way too precious with our self-esteem or our self-image of ourselves. And you know what? What would it be like to just give that up? What would it be like to be ridiculous? Just for a moment. Because what if you did that and you failed? Well, the best people always fail. And what if you failed again? What if you got up and kept going? And what if eventually, at some point, you didn't and you succeeded and you achieved whatever it was that your heart's desire? And what if you were 85 years old and having a pretty decent life, and you look back and you thought, I wish I'd done that thing. Why was I so stupid and afraid? And I guess I'd say, don't let your old age self down, and don't let your young age self down. Just give it a go. Just take one step. And if you're feeling fearful and you can't take that step, it just means you don't know what that step is yet. Close your eyes, ask the universe, and I promise the answer will come. You just have to look out for it. And I will help you if I can.